After days of relentless driving, Noah finally turned his truck into a forest near Sun River on April 20th, 2020, craving nothing more than a peaceful night's rest. The area struck him as deeply secluded, completely deserted, and secure enough to finally let his guard down without another soul anywhere nearby. Yet within just a few short hours, every shred of that comforting illusion was violently ripped away, and the silence he had been chasing became something far more threatening.
And he just keeps walking around, and he's like really close to my truck. I've never been this scared, and like this doesn't make any sense because I parked somewhere where you couldn't see, no one was on that road. Wait, he's touching my truck. He's literally touching my truck. How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked. I've never been this scared before ever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. I'm so scared right now. I wish I brought my gun back here. He keeps walking around. I don't get it. I'm like, how is he not? I've noticed. Doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna try to see if he goes away eventually. We'll see. He's literally peeking through the door right now. I've never been this scared ever. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking around my truck. I'm gonna try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. So he runs away. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Put yourself in Noah's boots for a moment. How would you have responded? Mercifully, no real tragedy unfolded that night. Noah managed to leave the forest behind and made it back home in one piece. And for a brief while, he genuinely believed the ordeal was finished. It wasn't. The rear compartment of his truck had remained locked the entire time, and had that single latch not held, the entire story could have taken a far darker, irreversible turn. No explanation ever surfaced regarding the stranger's identity, and to this day, nobody can say what they were after or why they chose that isolated vehicle. In a stretch of forest that had appeared utterly empty, someone spent dozens of minutes slowly, silently orbiting a lone truck in the dead of night. From that evening forward, Noah never regarded quiet forests with the same naive comfort again. Silence, he learned, does not guarantee safety. It's often just the fragile stillness that hangs in the air right before you grasp the chilling truth that you were never truly alone. What makes this particular video so deeply unsettling is that the threat isn't a creature at all. It's another person. And that human element somehow makes the entire encounter feel infinitely more sinister. Posted to Instagram, the shaky clip captures a couple out on a routine hike when a disheveled woman materializes on the trail before them. Appearing so abruptly, it's as though she stepped straight out of the surrounding emptiness. "Where did she just come from?" one of them whispers, confusion bleeding into their voice. "I jumped the wrong way," the stranger answers, her tone flat and oddly disconnected from the situation. Then she delivers the line that lodged itself under the skin of every viewer who watched the footage. "Did you see my other two guys?" The couple, visibly bewildered, fail to grasp her meaning, so she repeats it, the exact same words, delivered with the exact same hollow, mechanical cadence. When they respond that they haven't seen anyone else, her demeanor shifts, and she begins insisting they're heading the wrong direction, attempting with unnerving persistence to steer them toward an alternate path, one they make absolutely, adamantly clear they have zero intention of following.
There's a straw in there.
What?
A little red straw.
Oh. Oh! Shit!
Are you kidding me right now?
Again?
Where'd you just come from? I took the wrong way. Oh my
God.
Goodness.
What do you mean? Oh my. Did you see my other two guys? What?
What?
Did you see my other two guys? Did we see your other two guys? No.
You're supposed to go that way.
No, we're not supposed to go that way.
No.
Want to meet him?
No, we don't want to meet
No,
him.
I don't want to meet him.
How about not? I don't know.
As the encounter dragged on, the entire exchange warped into something far more unnerving. The woman's voice began to shift unpredictably, her words growing harder to follow, and what had started as mere confusion slowly tilted into a deeply, genuinely wrong atmosphere. Somewhere out on that same trail, two other men supposedly existed, the ones she was searching for with such eerie insistence. The couple never discovered who those men were, where she had come from, or what her true intentions might have been. Without looking back, they pressed forward and left her standing alone in the dust. Case 2. The Man at the Glass. After 2 full years of living in his van without a single frightening incident, James, from the channel By the Curb, had grown so comfortable that he openly confesses he used to watch terrifying encounter videos with a quiet, self-satisfied smugness, fully convinced he'd never star in one himself. That illusion shattered on January 16, 2025, when he drove to Sunderland to capture some footage, stumbled upon what seemed like a perfectly serene and secluded lane, and drifted off to sleep, with no inkling of the horror creeping toward him in the darkness.
Hey up, hope you're alright. It's 5:29 AM and I have just had the most terrifying experience of my life. I'm only still just getting over it. So let me give you a little bit of context of what's happened. Right, I've lived in my van for 2 years, and you know when you see these videos and I got the knock and stuff like that, I've always been, never happened, never gonna happen, never happened to me, never had any scary experiences like that. Not when I've been in my van anyway. I mean, I've had scary experiences, but not when I've been in my van. Anyway, so last night I've come to Sunderland because I'm doing a vlog. My next vlog's going to be about Sunderland. And I found a good place to park up. In fact, what I think is a cracking place, which is out in sticks a little bit. There's not much going on, and I'm on this lane. I was up late doing all my research for my Sunderland video, and I'm thinking, oh, I need to get some sleep, or else I'm going to be shattered in the morning. So got in bed, fallen asleep. Next thing, banging above my head.
The clock had barely ticked past 4 in the morning when a violent hammering on the roof tore him from deep sleep. A shock so intense he later described it as his soul being ripped clean from his body. Pulling the blind back just enough to peer through, he found a man's face flattened against the glass, eyes already fixed with chilling precision on the very place he'd been sleeping.
And you know when something completely... You know what it's like when you're fast asleep and something jolts you so much, you don't know what planet you're on. It's like my soul left my body, my heart. So I get so up, I'm like, what's that? Who's that? What's going on? I didn't know where I was. And I pulled blind down. That was my first reaction. And there's a bloody face at the window. The most terrifying thing that has ever happened to me. Face up at my window. I'm never going to get that image out of my head. It's giving me goosebumps on the back of my neck now. And then there was some shouting and some banging.
The ordeal stretched on for close to 40 minutes, the intruder orbiting the van in slow, deliberate loops while his voice never once fell silent. His words tumbled out in a disjointed torrent, shouting about his father and grandfather being minors, ranting that someone had stabbed him in the head, and veering off into bizarre declarations about a private footballer and the cryptic meaning of putting on the head. Every sentence floated free of reality, a stream of consciousness that made no logical sense whatsoever. Then, mid-sentence, his tone shifted, and he delivered the line that transformed the entire encounter. He announced that the van's interior was still lit up, proving beyond any doubt that he knew James was in there. He had known the entire time, and he made it chillingly clear he had absolutely no intention of leaving.
An old one. And you see a on the front, his father was a Briton. His father, his grandfather, was a Briton, and I'm the back. Did not work no one. I'm not the third door. I'm not the private rig. I'm not a Hurst is an English footballer. And now Reef, I don't know what it means, you see when you put on the dead people who you're supposed to love. Punch that, I've never heard before. I've got a new modern technology. You've got fucking stuff like this on there. You're a cameraman. Now, as you water from
So I've got some nutter shouting outside then. Get my shoes on.
Trapped with no way to drive off, his van butted against a dead end. James found himself utterly blind, the windscreen blacked out by fogged-up blinds, and every external camera frozen solid and useless. With the stranger pacing just inches from the front bumper, he quietly dismantled his heavy camper table, clutching the pieces against his chest like a makeshift shield, and sat motionless in the pitch-black interior, tracking the man's movements solely by the sound of his footsteps. As soon as the intruder slammed the van's wall, James's own fist shot out against the metal from the inside before he could even register what he was doing.
Still there, look. So, I'm laid in bed, my hand's shaking, bloody hell. I'm laid in bed with my head up that end, and then there's a massive almighty bang. Absolutely scared the life out of me. I didn't know what I thought it was. I just thought it was some, like it was some drunk or something like that. So I pulled blind down slowly, because I've got CCTV, but they're all like misted up, so you couldn't see anything. I pulled blind down slowly, and there's a bloody face at the window. Then he wrote something up that window. I don't know, I'll have a look at that when it's light. So I've taken my table down, and I've got that. And I've just sat here probably for about 30 minutes listening to him shouting at Van. I was peeking at him through a window, and he sounded very threatening, going on about mental health issues and being in the head and all stuff like that. So you're thinking, oh God, we've got one here. But I don't know if there's some more motorhomes down there that he's shouting at now. I think it's probably pretty harmless. That just freaked me out though, that. I don't know what to do. I don't think I've got enough space to do a U-turn here. I don't know if you can see him at distance. Another van's come and he's buggered off now. I don't know what's going on down there. I think there's some sort of, I don't know, farm or depot or something like that.
The shouting eventually drifted toward other vans parked further down the lane, and a sweep of headlights finally sent the intruder fleeing into the darkness. When daylight broke, James stepped out to inspect the back window, and what he discovered sent an icy chill straight through him. While he'd sat trapped just inches away on the other side of the glass, the man had reached up and traced a message into the condensation with one finger. Viewers who zoomed in could easily read the words, "I love you." He never uncovered the stranger's identity, never understood why that particular van was chosen, and never grasped the meaning behind those 3 unsettling words. All he knew for certain was that someone had lingered outside his home in the pitch-black night for 40 agonizing minutes, fully aware he was cowering inside the entire time, and left behind a message so intimate and disturbing it defied any rational explanation. He never returned to that lane again, yet he also never abandoned his life in the van. Every terrifying night so far has had a human face behind it, but the final 2 cases shift into something else entirely, or at the very least, no human presence has ever been confirmed. Footage that appeared on September 6, 2024, via the YouTube channel Drizzy Edits, captured kick streamer Shuvy alongside several companions as their live-streamed exploration of a derelict prison rapidly spiraled into a chaotic and genuinely dangerous ordeal. Initially framed as a routine urban exploration broadcast, the mood shifted dramatically the moment the group grasped just how vast and sensitive the site truly was. Rather than retreating, they pressed even deeper into the decaying complex. Their attempt to gain full entry, however, triggered immediate trouble. A helicopter began circling overhead, scanning the terrain below with its spotlight, and within minutes, police officers accompanied by search dogs had converged on the area, trapping the group inside a nightmare that was escalating by the second.
Don't send the dogs! Don't shoot! Don't shoot, cuz! Don't shoot, Jit.
The instant law enforcement became involved, the group's exploration transformed from a casual urban adventure into a frantic, desperate bid to escape, as the chilling realization dawned on them that their every movement was being tracked in real time. The operation bore all the unmistakable signs of a carefully coordinated response, almost as if the authorities had been lying in wait, actively monitoring the premises for trespassers long before the group ever triggered the alarm. Shouts echoed through the corridors. Flashlight beams cut across the walls, and the distant barking of search dogs grew steadily closer as the group scattered in panic, scrambling through decaying hallways and climbing fences in a chaotic attempt to slip away into the surrounding darkness.
What's in your hands? You're gonna get it. Can I put it in my pocket? Yeah, drop it on the floor. Can I put it in my pocket? Drop it on the floor. Alright, come up to that. We're not gonna leave it back here, so don't worry,
right? Ultimately, the entire group were arrested, which completely and dramatically killed the broadcast, turning what had been a simple exploration into a serious, real legal predicament for them. Sergey works as a professional hunter, regularly undertaking demanding expeditions that last days or even weeks at a time, immersing himself completely in the remote wilderness while pursuing game. A friend once shared chilling tales about the distant Sayon mountain range, a desolate and isolated region far removed from any trace of civilization, infamous for its reputation as cursed ground and home to inexplicable phenomena like black magic, monstrous creatures, and wandering ghosts. Sergei naturally dismissed these accounts as nothing more than superstitious stories, yet his curiosity was sufficiently stirred to organize a hunting expedition into those very mountains. After arriving at the secluded destination and carefully setting up his camp, he devoted several nights to formulating a strategy for hunting the elusive Manurian wapiti, a deer species local legend claims becomes haunted after sunset. He meticulously positioned decoys in promising clearings where the animals might emerge, then concealed himself and settled in for the long wait. As nightfall swallowed the landscape and he sat motionless, straining for any sign of the deer, an unsettling series of metallic clanking sounds abruptly echoed through the darkness, shattering the profound silence and setting his nerves on edge. The metallic clanking had barely faded when Sergei decided to hastily retreat toward his camp. But almost immediately, fresh sounds cut through the darkness, voices seemingly tracking his every move. As he quickened his pace, the eerie noises intensified, closing in around him. Sensing the threat escalating, he shouldered his rifle and braced himself for whatever was coming.
Тихо. Пошли, пошли, пошли. Ох, блядь, чуть не упал. О, блядь. Тихо, 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 братан. Запыхался нахуй. Тихо. Вот там где-то, блядь. А ну-ка, пошли. Пошли, 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 блядь. Лезай аккуратно. Опа. Опять нахуй. О-о-о-о. Ты чё, блядь? Давай, давай, блядь. Быстрее, нахуй. Туда давай, блядь. На дерево, нахуй. Не боись, не боись, не боись. Тихо, осторожно. Ты вниз не улети. Тихо.
The two shots bought him a temporary stretch of silence, but knowing that fleeing blindly through the pitch-black forest would almost certainly end with him lost, Sergei scaled a nearby tree to wait out the darkness. He clung to the branches, nerves on edge, until the same spine-chilling sounds crept back through the night. Freezing and exhausted, he endured 2 long hours perched in the tree before finally climbing down and starting a fire to chase away the cold. Mercifully, the rest of the night passed without incident, but the question still gnaws at me. What was that thing? Many of you will likely dismiss the footage as fake, pointing to the low resolution and the way events played out. Yet I genuinely believe it. The video just feels authentic to me. And even if it is a fabrication, it's an exceptionally well-executed one, and I can appreciate the craft behind it. As for the truth of that night, I'm still left searching for answers. William, the creator behind Truesdale TV, typically devotes his content to stealth camping in unconventional spots, secluded forest stretches, hidden hillsides, and overlooked corners that most people breeze past without a second glance. Yet the outing on October 24, 2023, veered sharply away from anything he had previously captured, and he would later confess it was the single most disturbing night he had ever endured inside a tent. His chosen destination was Ballybally Forest, a patch of Irish woodland that has, over the years, silently accumulated a deeply unsettling reputation among those who live nearby. The local stories attached to this place are far from comforting. Whispered accounts of unexplained disappearances, eerie sightings that defy logic, and strange, unidentifiable sounds that supposedly drift through the trees the moment darkness descends. William entered the forest fully aware of these dark tales and, despite them, made the deliberate choice to stay. From the very first step, the terrain itself seemed to push back against him. The forest floor plunged away at severe angles, smothered in thick undergrowth that turned every step into a slow, uncertain struggle for balance. Finding a patch of level ground proved maddeningly difficult. The few open areas he stumbled upon sat dangerously close to the main trail, far too exposed for the kind of covert, low-profile camping he intended. Refusing to give up, he pressed even deeper into the tangled woods until he finally located a small clearing that could serve his purpose. It was hardly perfect, but it was tucked far enough back from the path that his tent would stay hidden from any passing eyes.
Right. It's not ideal, but I'm in a dome tent, so I can really throw it anywhere. I think I'll throw my tent just here. We are a lot further back off the road, so we can't be seen as easy, but we can still hear the car noise with a bit of a pain, but I think it's the only option we've got.
As the last daylight drained away and the woods around him grew steadily darker, he made the decision to stay put. He set up his dome tent among the trees and organized a simple camp. The forest remained mostly silent, broken only by the distant hum of an occasional vehicle passing beyond the tree line. Yet the quiet offered no comfort. It felt heavy, almost sentient, as though the entire forest had fixed its attention on him. Once night fully settled, he got a fire burning and attempted to settle his nerves, letting the flames push back the darkness. But before long, restlessness pulled him from his camp. Grabbing his headlamp and camera, he ventured deeper into the dense undergrowth, eager to explore a little before the night became absolute. The moment he left the clearing, the the woodland's atmosphere shifted in an instant.
You can't, because this is proper Blair Witch here. You know, it's just all the same. You would get lost here very, very handy. But, I guess you feel the goosebumps at the minute. I don't know if it's just something cold or there's something here with me. Something sinister. But here, if I'm freaking now, what will be like later on whenever it's pitch black?
As he stood there surrounded by the black forest, a sudden, crushing sensation of intense discomfort hit him, leaving him deeply unsettled.
Now we are in the thick of it now. Go mad. Or did I just hear something there? There's something saying to me, William, stop back. Because if you want me to come, I will come and see you. No, I'm not. I do not want you to come. You stay where you are in there. Spirits or wherever you are.
That moment was all it took. He spun on his heel and retreated straight back to camp, redirecting his focus toward cooking and chatting into the camera. The comforting ritual of preparing a hot meal briefly quieted his jangling nerves, wrapping him in a fragile sense of normalcy. But the forest had no intention of letting him relax. A heavy crash suddenly erupted from somewhere terrifyingly close, the unmistakable sound of something large shouldering its way through the undergrowth.
From there?
Snatching up his camera and flashlight, he pushed back out into the oppressive night, raking the beam across the tangled branches and shifting shadows encircling his tent. Every sweep revealed nothing but empty forest, yet the crawling sensation of unseen eyes fixed squarely on him refused to loosen its grip for even a moment.
I did see chemtrails earlier on. What's the biggest game you get where we don't get big game? Well, I think that's a nighttime stroll head in the head, definitely. Freak that. We ain't being born, I have to check back in the camera. But I swear I heard like something come past there.
Once he'd slipped back inside the tent and tried to settle himself, a heavy thump suddenly resonated from the darkness just beyond the fabric. He forced himself out again, only to be met with silence.
You're bestie. Right, I'm gonna turn these days off for a minute or two. The f***? Did you hear that? Did you f***ing hear that? My heart's going. Off, who's out there?
Having twice found nothing beyond his tent, he set his phone to record facing the entrance, trusting the lens to catch what his own eyes could not. Lying there in the thin shelter, he scrolled through the old stories tied to the forest, every tiny rustle against the nylon now amplified into something heavy and deliberate. Morning eventually arrived, and brought with it a palpable sense of release, the kind that loosens the knot in your chest after hours of silent vigilance. He packed his gear swiftly, not wasting a moment, and traced the path back to the trail until the road reappeared. In the flat, unforgiving daylight, the forest looked almost harmless, yet the night had carved an impression into him that refused to fade. He was absolutely certain of one thing. Bali Forest might be worth a daytime visit, but after dark, he had zero desire to ever return. Every sound he'd heard could be rationally dismissed. Animals shifting in the undergrowth, dead branches snapping, gusts of wind tearing through the canopy. But the way those noises arrived in relentless succession layered one upon another in a place already steeped in its own dark history, transformed them into something far more menacing. Was it merely an unlucky string of perfectly normal forest noises? Or do certain locations possess an unsettling ability to twist the ordinary into a dire warning? That lingering, uneasy question tends to stay with a person far longer than the sounds themselves ever could.